Right out of the gate, I want to apologize to you guys for this ridiculously late upload. It's funny. I went to my girlfriend's yesterday, and right as I get out of the car, LEAFS trade for Tomas Plekanec. Stay there for a while, come home late. I'm exhausted, so here we are the next day. I apologize. However, the LEAFS have acquired center Tomas Plekanec from the Montreal Canadians for two prospects and a second-round pick. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, a second-round pick for him? What the hell? You know why are you trading away a second-round pick for like a third, fourth-line guy?" Look, guys, look at the center depth for this Leaf team now. Don Moore has been kind of that weird guy that we've had this year. I mean, he's looked okay at times, but overall, he really hasn't. You know, and defensively, I haven't been sold on Dominic Moore. And we know we got Bozak, Kadri, and Austin Matthews when healthy. So yeah, you got three great centers, but you're missing that fourth. And you go out and you acquire Tomas Plekanec. Guys, this reminds me a lot of the Brian Boyle deal last year. You know, a veteran guy who's great in the face-off dot, can kill penalties. It's exactly the same type of move. However, Tomas Plekanec has been a dynamite center for a long, long time. The guy's 35 years old now. Don't say, "Oh, he's old. What the hell are you making this trade?" Look, guys, it's not a very high-risk trade. Let's break down who we gave up before we start, talking about the guy we got in Tomas Plekanec. First off, you traded Kerby Rychel. Now, Kerby Rychel was a guy we brought in last year for Scott Harrington. I think it was last year for Scott Harrington. I think it was. And we're all like, this guy's still pretty young. He put up great numbers with the Marlies last year. This is going to be great. The Leafs forward depth is still freakish. And he was having more or less a down year with the Marlies this season. Even though they've been tearing it up, he really hasn't performed all that much. He's getting a little bit older now. I mean, not old, but he's getting a little bit older. And he needs a chance to play. We know what Montreal's forwards are. They're nothing special. So a guy like Kerby Rychel, yeah, he might get some time. Leafs also trade Rinat Valiev, a guy that's been with the Marlies for quite a while now. Really, I mean, they cracked the Leaf roster once, and that was back when Peter Horacek was the coach, and we're not going to talk about that mess. He really hasn't really gotten to the lineup at all. I remember one time he was in pregame skate and he was called up just to sit in the press box for a game or two, and then he was back down with the Marlies again. He really was never going to make this team. I understand he was a defenseman. I know he's a defenseman, and this team struggles with defense, but he's a guy that's not going to make this team. Right? You know the forward depth with Kerby Rychel, he's not going to play. You got Andreas Johnsson ahead of him in the depth charts, right? And Rinat Valiev, we have Timothy Liljegren. You can throw Andrew Nielsen into the mix. Guys like that who have really performed a lot better than Valiev did in the minors. And he really doesn't fit with the Leafs at all. Now, the second-round pick, yes. I prefer not to give up a second-round pick for more or less a rental player in Tomas Plekanec and a fourth-line, third-line center. I get it. However, the Leafs have two second-round picks. They now have one. It's not like you only had one pick and you traded it away. That's probably why they were okay with trading one pick, was because they knew that they had that other second-round pick, so it really didn't matter all that much. And look, guys, I'm not saying we're past the whole drafting stage, but we don't need the influx of draft picks anymore. Our prospect pool is huge. More or less for forwards. Defensemen, yeah, we got a few in there, but do we really need another second-round pick when we're making a big push right now? Get a great... that's center depth, guys. It's one of the best in the league. I understand Pittsburgh went after Derek Brassard. They got a great center core now. The Leafs, look, you've got Matthews, our first-line center, our franchise player. Kadri, look, he's in the shutdown role. He's great. Bozak, I mean, he's been a Leaf for a long time. He's just a dynamite. He can win a lot of face-offs, and he's just a great player overall. Not so great defensively. However, you bring in a guy like Tomas Plekanec, a guy who has been a dynamite, face-off taker in this league for many, many years. It's funny, this year is his best face-off percentage of his career. 52.6% face-off wins. I mean, that's very, very good. And you throw him also into a penalty-killing role as well. Where Dom Moore was, you're basically swapping Tomas Plekanec in, and Tomas Plekanec is much, much better. And of course, it's nice to see Montreal retaining 50% of his salary. Even though it's only a one-year contract, that's fine. I don't care. They're retaining half of his money for this season. This move shows that the Leafs are all in. Not all in. They're not trading all their prospects for all. They're trading prospects they don't need and an extra pick they have for a position of need. I don't think Mike Babcock has really loved Dominic Moore. But who are other options? Miro Aaltonen, I mean, he hasn't looked really all that great with the Marlies and not so special. Freddie Goat, I mean, he's been a guy that's been up and down, really hasn't showed too much. So Dominic Moore was really your guy because you didn't have anything else. Now that Plekanec is here, if our center core is healthy, Dominic Moore is probably not going to get much playing time, and Tomas Plekanec is going to be in the lineup all the time. And I'm totally okay with that. I know you guys are probably happy about this trade. I am too. It's probably going to be really weird for Hab fans going back to Montreal, and probably for him as well. Going back to Montreal and facing his former team for the first time in a Leafs jersey. It'll probably feel weird for him. It'll be weird for the Leafs seeing Plekanec in a Leaf jersey, because all these years we've known about him, being on Montreal, so we instantly don't like him. Now we gotta love him. So it's going to be a weird one. Trade deadline's just about over, you guys. If the Leafs make any more moves, we'll be here. But holy smokes, we got a ton of videos today. Sang-Won-Oh, the Jays just picked up from the Cardinals. He's a free agent, but he got picked up from the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Leafs play tonight. The Raptors play tonight. The Blue Jays, like I said, Monday we'll be talking about those first 4 games of the spring. We got 5 videos today. This is going to be insane. This is number 1. I'm happy about this deal. I'm proud of Lou for making this deal happen. Now, if there's any time left, a defenseman might be a good opportunity. But I think this team's got to ride it out and see what the Leafs can do moving forward. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoy this video, and you guys like this move, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What do you guys think of this trade? Do you think the Leafs gave up too much? You think they're giving up? They think they got the better end of the deal? I think both teams got what they wanted. Montreal got some younger players. Excuse me. Oh my god. Montreal got some younger players in a second-round pick, and you unloaded a veteran contract on a 1-year deal. And he might even go back to Montreal next year, anyways. So that's great for them. But for the Leafs, you got that center help that you need moving forward, and you didn't have to give up too much. All right? So talk to you guys very, very shortly. Blue Jays edition, as Sang-Won-Oh is a new Blue Jay. That was late last night. They signed him to a 1-year deal. Very low risk, very high reward move for the Blue Jays brass. We'll talk to you guys, I guess, Jays edition again a little bit later on, as we'll talk about the first 4 games of the spring and what this team looks like moving forward. We'll talk to you guys Leafs edition later tonight. Might be a bit late. I do have baseball tonight, depending on the end of the game. It'll probably be uploaded later to you guys. Raptors edition, probably the same type of deal. I got baseball till 11, so it's in that weird zone where the games will be finished probably like 10 o'clock, and that'll be that. But they will be uploaded to you guys tonight. All right, so we'll talk to you guys then, hoping for some more wins. Leafs on a roll. Raptors got to get back on a roll. We'll talk to you guys then.